Hello, fellow humans. Thanks for joining me again. It's been quite a while. The holiday season started, so it's a little hectic around here. We hosted Thanksgiving for a very small group of people, all family, obviously because of COVID. We don't want to have too many people around in a small area. So that was nice. I hope everyone else had a nice Thanksgiving, and we have Christmas coming up. My birthday's coming up as well on December 16th, so that's going to be fun. I'm coming at you from my computer because I'm kind of sick of my iPhone. I know that some of you probably were not liking the shaky camera work. I'm trying to get a better studio put together so that I can have some better videos. The first thing I want to say is thank you to everyone who subscribed. It's been an honor and a privilege to have people actually watch my videos, so that's really nice. We're currently up to 195, so that's awesome. When I hit 100, I was like, wow, that's great. 100, and then within 2 weeks it was 195. So I humbly thank you for your taking the time to watch and subscribe. Please share if you know someone that 3D prints and wants to see some new content, or at least wants to see someone else present the same content. So there's that. The other thing I wanted to go over was I'm currently putting together my content video for the power supply fan change. Honestly, there's not a whole big difference between the three fans that I bought to test them. I don't have a sound meter, so I really can't use that as a test for these fans. I've been putting together a couple of little electronics projects here and there. I've started a ATX power supply, bench power supply. I've also started a couple of Arduino little tiny projects, but they're all going to be 3D printer related at one point or another. The other thing that I wanted to kind of go over was the comments that have been on the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm seeing others help people out, so that's awesome. I know that having a new presenter or a new YouTuber can be kind of boring at times, so I'm really hoping to kind of up that a little bit. So one of the things I wanted to maybe do was, I know that Chep has Filament Friday. I know that 3D Printing Nerd has Fan Mail Friday, so I'd like to start getting something like that together, like a Tech Tuesday, or just something to where I can actually go over the comments and kind of show that I'm reading them and I'm paying attention, which I hope all of you know that I am doing. One of the other things that really got to me was that no one is, and again I thank you everyone for this, no one's being rude, no one is being generally mean, and I really do appreciate that, especially this is all new for me, and so I really want to get my knowledge out there as a maker and a tech person. So with that, I'm going to start going over the comments that people have put in the channel recently that I haven't touched on. I don't have any new projects as far as the 3D printer, the CR6 yet. I did print a couple of extra things that I'll show in a video sooner rather than later. I know that I've been slacking a little bit, and I hope I don't lose anybody for that. The first comment that I saw that I wanted to go over was the screwdriver set that I use, because that stood out to me. The screwdriver set that I use is a Dynamite RC set. I actually bought this probably 10 years ago when I was actually doing Nitro RC cars. It might have even been longer than that. And it's been a great set. It comes with sockets and screwdrivers and such. I don't know if everyone can see it. But I also have the link that I'll provide in this video. But I also have a similar set made by the same company that's a little bit newer, and you can see that it's pretty much the same. The wrench is a little different in the center, but it's got the same bits, and they have a updated driver handle, so that's nice. But I use it all the time. It's a lot better than the Allen wrenches, mainly because, and this is one of the coolest things I love about it. They're interchangeable, of course. There's like a little spring tension holder here, and when you first put it in, you can slide it in. You can adjust it by pulling it out, and then of course you pull it all the way out. But it gives you the ability to adjust it to whatever length you need. So you push it, the little thing. It's also ratcheting. The mark has worn off, but if you turn this knurled part here in one direction, I don't know, I hope everyone can see that. You can see that it's turning in one way, and then you turn the knob in another direction and it'll go the other way, and then the center position of the knob acts like a regular screwdriver. So I do recommend this. No sponsors. I am an unsponsored channel. I just really like this set, but I'll put the link in the Amazon product page in the description of this video. The other thing, or the next thing that I liked people talking about, is the firmware. The firmware has been a big fiasco for Creality, and I know that because I've been dealing with it. I went so far as to trying a community edition of the firmware, which is it's end user created. And I'll put a link to that as well. I tried it. It was nice, but I was having some issues and bugs. So I went back to the Creality firmware when they released the 2013. So here's the firmware that was recently released. You can see there's actually two different ones. You have the 2013 on December 1st, and then you have the upgrade package on the 2nd. And I honestly don't know what the difference is. I haven't compared them. I do know that the one that I installed was the upgrade package 2013, and it works fine. I haven't had any issues with it, and I installed it earlier this morning. As far as the firmware, there were a couple questions on the forum of Creality. One of the questions was, can I have the mainboard firmware file on the SD card at the same time as the LCD upgrade files? Yes, you can, but I recommend that you do the mainboard first and then do the LCD. I'm going to be putting together a more detailed firmware update video. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to go step by step as far as what works for me, and hopefully that'll sort of ease any issues that people are having with that. One of the other things that has come up a little bit is the fact that there's a lot of talk of just the printer in general not working, and we all know that Creality had this big fiasco with issues, quality control, whatnot. But that's with any product, and I said it in one of my previous videos. I feel really bad for those that got the for lack of a better word, the crap units early on. Again, I've been very fortunate to not have any issues with mine as far as the main board blowing up. I don't have any squeaking or excessive noise or anything like that. My filament sensor is working really well as far as it not causing any issues with the print stopping. I kind of believe that was a firmware issue. I don't think it was necessarily the filament runout sensor, with the exception of the fact that it wasn't attached to the actual box. That was kind of a miss on their part. And there's 3D printed 3D printable versions of that on Thingiverse. If you go to Thingiverse and you just do a CR6 search, there's a lot of things that have been popping up lately, which is nice. Again, I'm not a modeler. I don't know Marlin. I don't really do the programming, but I do appreciate when others who do have these skills go out and make it available for everyone. So that's awesome. So you can see here's a runout sensor housing that someone had put together. It secures it better into the actual box. So you can see that they used the original parts. They just made it better. And I think that the Creality users community, even though we're all kind of irritated with some of the issues we've had, I think it's awesome that everyone comes together and puts their best foot forward and helps each other, even though it's a pain in the rear end. It really does stink that we have to do this, but I love the printer. It works fine when it works. It works really well, but we try not to let those stop us from printing. So what I'll do is I'll put the few links that I mentioned. I will make sure that I have a more steady schedule. I can't tell you exactly when I'm going to be putting videos out. I have two kids. One's a 13-year-old and one's a 10-year-old. They're doing e-learning. They're doing school from home, so that makes it difficult. And my wife and I both work from home as well. So I will really try. I promise. No fingers crossed. I promise to put more videos out on a regular basis. But I can't say exactly how often. I'll shoot for every 2 weeks. We'll say that for now. And then, of course, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Again, I appreciate everyone's kindness, everyone's subscription. It really boosts my confidence in the fact that people actually like my content, even though I personally don't think it's that great. But to each their own. One of the things that I also wanted to go over was the reasons why I chose to do a YouTube channel, and my wife laughs at me every time I mention it. The fact that there's an outlet for me as a 40-plus-year-old putting out information that I enjoy and think other people can find useful. The fact that there's other people that have my interests is really good. So if you haven't visited my about page, there's links to the people that have encouraged me or have shown me that it's possible to share your knowledge. I have Teaching Tech, which is a great channel for 3D printing and other skills. He does CNC. By he, I mean it's Michael from Teaching Tech. He's the one I first started watching. I have subscribed to his Patreon. Excuse me. He's got a lot of great information. He's one of the ones I go to if I have Marlin issues. And one of the other ones that has really kind of pushed me along is Maker's Muse, Angus. He has a lot of great stuff. He builds his own models, and you can purchase those from him. I also have 3D Printing Nerd, Joel is awesome. And then I have Naomi Wu. She's another one that I didn't really know about until I started watching 3D printing videos. And then there's a couple that might surprise you. And I actually got this from my daughter. My daughter watches Mariah Elizabeth. And she is an awesome... She's an awesome crafter. She does painting. She does... she started out with squishies, the little foam characters that you can squish and they kind of come back to their normal shape. I like her video style, and so that's one of the ones that I have. And then another one is someone who's associated with Mariah Elizabeth, and that's Nerdy Crafter. She has sort of worked with Mariah Elizabeth Her name's Jackie, as you can see here. I actually forgot her name. She and her sister, I believe, have started doing videos together. And so if you like crafting, or if you know someone that likes crafting, I would go check out their channels as well. They're really good channels to be looking at. Other than that, I think that's it for now. Again, I will try to get out a video once every 2 weeks. The next video, I'm putting together my power supply fan swap, so that everyone can at least see what I did. Like I mentioned, it's not a big deal. It didn't really make a big difference, but it's nice to see how it's done, and then you can switch it out if you want to. And then I have another video that I'd like to do for the firmware, which I'll be getting out shortly after probably the holidays. So again, thank you so much. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I know that's sort of cliche to say, but it really does help. I've been trying to put my channel on the forums and such when it's allowed. I don't like to spam. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope everyone enjoys the content and continues to enjoy it. Thank you.